very cool.
This lateral line fishing mission is going to be very, very different to the norm. Recently, Milan and his partner Alex climbed on board a plane and they flew over to the Chatham Islands to visit brother Toby. Brother Toby has been a guest angler on the Lateral Line a number of times on our land-based fishing missions, and very recently Toby accepted the role of being port manager on the Chatham Islands, and he has invited Milan over there to explore the place. And Milan has always wanted to go to the Chatham Islands and have a good look around and do some fishing. Now, all I've done, remembering that I do 90% of the filming and all of the editing of the Lateral Line, all I've done is given Milan the phone and said, hey Milan, at the start of the day, just talk to the phone, tell us what you think you're gonna do that day, and then go and film some stuff. And then at the end of the day, sit down and talk about all the things that you did that day, and then I can use those shots to overlay on your voice, and hopefully it will be awesome. So yeah, this one is Milan and Alex visiting the Chatham Islands and also visiting brother Toby and his partner Tiffany. I've looked through the footage and there's some pretty cool shots, some interesting fish, and yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully you enjoy it.
This morning I'm reporting in from somewhere a little bit different. Toby, who you would have remembered, who did our land-based shows with us in the past, got a position at the Chatham Islands. Now the Chatham Islands is located 800k off the coast of the South Island, east. It's made up of 10 islands, the biggest being the Chathams and Pitt Island. Now this is an incredible archipelago in a very isolated spot in New Zealand. And it's a place I've been wanting to come my whole life. So when Toby got the position, Alex and I booked some tickets and we're here straight away because you never know how long people are going to be staying at places like this. And we've made it, we're here, we landed last night. So today is the first day on the island and Toby is going to take us to a farm somewhere on, I think, the south coast, he said, and it's a bit of a river system going in. We're going to try for blue cod and we're going to try to find some kingfish. We'd like to catch half hooker off the rocks here. We want to get some power. It's an incredible place and really just a massive place to go and explore. Apparently it's beautiful. The whole island is reminds me of Australia a little bit more than anything else. It's quite a rolling bracken, not too many trees, and what trees they are looks like they've been blown by the wind because the wind blows pretty hard out here and it rains. It doesn't really get warm. We're in the middle of summer in New Zealand and I'm in a jacket and pants and I've taken another jacket and I've got beanies and because it gets pretty cold. It was pretty cold here last night and we're still lighting the fire. So I reckon it's going to be a pretty magic day. First day on the island, pumped, doesn't really say it. I'm just going to go and explore and have a fantastic time.
Back door.
Well, it's a big one. Woohoo!
Cod.
Cod, you reckon?
Sweet cod.
It was a fish though.
Yeah.
You need to put more drag on him. More drag, Toby, more drag.
Gone to its hole.
Pull him out.
That's why they use hand lines over here, Milan.
Said species, you reckon?
Yeah, target species.
Legal cod?
Legal.
What a place, what a drive in. So far today, pretty much every soft plastic you throw in the water, you pick up a cod or a wrasse or something, or you don't get one but you get like 10 bites. The fishing is insane, there's so many fish here. Got a couple of blue cod for dinner so far. Big carwai school out further that we're going to hopefully see if they come in a little bit closer, because there are lots of kingies around at the moment. And we're probably going to go try to find some kingies later on. We'll just see what happens. We're in exploring mode, and exploring we are. Well, what a first day on the Chathams. There was something a little bit different, I can tell you that. What a beautiful country we live in. The Chatham Islands is something else. It's very barren, but it has its own character and it has its own, I suppose, love appeal. Had a magic lunch. They went out mushroom picking the other day, so to have mushrooms at Christmas time is pretty special. And pawa as well, had pawa for lunch. And then we set off after lunch to go and have an adventure down a new piece of coast. We're on the south coast this morning. Bring on tomorrow, I say. It's been a wonderful day. We're going to sit up in a little hut up here and have some port and crackers to finish off the day. It's New Year's tonight, so we're just have a little quiet night overlooking the beach and enjoy good friends and a beautiful place. Privileged to be able to come to such an amazing location. And this is day one of many days to come. So looking forward to it, and we'll see you again in the morning.
Delicious.
Well, it was a leisurely start today. We had to go down to the ports to open up, and everywhere you go on the Chathams you take your fishing rods with you just in case. And we went for a bit of a flick, and we actually caught a big gurnard, which was pretty cool because I haven't caught a gurnard in a long time, and we didn't even know there were gurnard on the island. So there's gurnard on the Chathams, so that was a pretty cool little thing. But the best thing about it was Toby was casting a stick bait round, and a big kingfish came in and had a go at the stick bait twice. So we've found a location where there's kingfish. I don't know how we didn't hook that kingfish because it was hungry, but we've found them. So I think there will be another mission down there to see if we can find those kingfish again. And hopefully it wasn't just one, it's a few. With fishing done, we decided to head back to the house, and Tiffany showed us where we were going to be going today. We're going to go up onto the northern coast. Toby wanted to get some pawa, and we wanted to go fossiling for shark teeth on the beaches. One of the things the Chathams is really well known for is its shark teeth. They've got these big lagoons, and they've got limestone around the edges. Now those limestone are millions and millions of years old, and they get broken down and the shark teeth fall out of it, and you can go walking around the beaches and pick up shark teeth. Something I've never done, but it's something I'm very, very interested in. So we loaded up the truck and headed out for the day. We headed down past Tiffany's work. Tiffany works for Doc, and she's doing rearing plants and going to be doing planting and stuff like that. It's pretty cool that people come to a destination and they're going to leave it better than what they found it. And that's one thing Toby and Tiffany are good at. They look after where they live. And I think the Chathams are going to be a better place for it when they leave. From there we headed up to the lagoon where you find the shark teeth. This is something I've been looking forward to for a long time, and I've heard about on the Chathams, and I wanted to come and do it. So it's pretty cool to actually get the opportunity to come and do it. It's not what I expected, but we jumped out, we got on the little beach and we started looking. The girls were really, really good at it. I wasn't really good at it, and I didn't find any. So it's something I want to do again, because I'd actually like to find my own shark teeth on the beach. We got about 14 teeth, I think, in total. From there we decided it was time to head out on the coast. Toby was a little bit worried that there'd be a little bit too much swell, but beautiful beaches again. Like, the whole place just changes. The northern to the southern coast is just so different. The rock formations, everything. the white sandy beaches, the crystal clear water. It's just so different. I don't know if there's peat rivers up there, but the water is just crystal clear. The sun wasn't out, which made it hard to see, but what a just a cool place the Chathams is. Toby jumped in. He was only in for maybe 20 minutes and got 9 big paua. Like, the paua here are huge. Everywhere you go, there's paua. If you can find some rocks, there's paua. Was it cold, Toby?
It's a little bit nippy, Milan.
It looked really cold. Looked really rough too.
Yeah, there's a bit of current there, but
Got a thinner.
still a little bit of success in there.
Oh, look at the size of those things.
Yeah, they're well over legal, those fellas.
Next, we headed up to right out onto the coast. The coast here is so beautiful. This part of the coast had white sandy beaches, rolling hills, and it's where the volcanoes are, old extinct volcanoes are on the island. And then we decided it was time to head back, come home, have a bit of a relax out for the afternoon, eat some good food with some good friends, and just chill out on the Chathams. We're only day 2 and I love the place. Got 4 more days to go, I think. So yeah, day 2 completed, and yeah, just can't thank Toby and Tiffany enough for taking us around and showing us just an awesome location. Well, I think today it is fair to say that we got our first Chatham Islands day. It blew from the south and it was freezing cold. It blew right through you. We decided to wake up super early this morning and head down to the ports. We've decided that those big kingfish were going to be caught. We got up at 5, had coffee, woke the girls up, packed up the trucks, head down into the ports, and we cast our lures around for about 2 or 3 hours and caught absolutely nothing. As you do when you're trying to catch big kingfish, they don't always turn up. But it was an awesome morning, and it was an awesome way to see another morning in the Chathams, as far as I'm concerned anyway. But one of the cool things about today is that there was a fishing competition on, and it was one of the local fishing competitions. Now, you could only fish off the land today, and I think land and boat tomorrow. So we headed on down there and we stayed at the port and we decided to fish with all the locals. Now, there's a lot more to the Chathams than kingfish. As you're all aware, there's blue cod, but the moki fishing here is incredible. I think the biggest moki for the tournament was like 9.6 kilos or something. And we were watching 4 and 5 kilo moki coming over the side of the wharf continuously. And this is on a wharf in the middle of Waitangi, in the middle of the town. And there's these massive moki coming over the side. We went down and introduced ourselves to some of the locals. Met a lady named Matilda that just caught this massive moki, and she was pretty stoked about it. And another lady, Kai. Now, Kai is a honey lady, and she makes freeze-dried honey from a tahina tree. It's like an old manuka tree, and it's like super old. They thought it was an extinct tree, but it's not extinct here on the island. Now, the island is one of the few islands left in the world that doesn't have a varroa mite or a disease for the bees. So it's a real cool place to be getting honey, and it's a real sweet honey. So we tried some of her product. Her product was very, very good. From there, we decided that we needed to try to catch moki ourselves. So we got some tuatua for bait, and we proceeded to try to catch them. The locals were actually quite interested in what we were up to. We managed to catch one about 4 kilos, not 4 kilos, about 4 pounds. It wasn't the biggest moki in the world, but I was pretty stoked because it was my first blue moki. Why, in the background, you've got the locals hauling these monsters up over the side because everybody uses hand lines. No one's using a rod and reel, or unless they have got like 50-pound line on it, because they wrap you around the pylons, and they know that, and they didn't want to lose the big ones because they were all fishing a tournament. So everybody's fishing hand lines. Not only were there moki under there were 7-gill sharks. Beautiful shark. Got a heap of big spots on it and stuff like that. So actually an incredible day. Caught some other little banded wrasse and spotties and all sorts of other, I think bastard cod they call them. It might be a red cod, I'm not quite sure. But it was actually a really cool day hanging on the wharf in the freezing cold with a wind chill factor that just cut right through you. But that's what the Chatham Islands is about, and that's what you come here for. When we left the ports, it was really cool. Met this crayfishman, Justin, had a good chat with him. He's 5 generations on the island or something like that, so very, very cool. And he decided that he wanted to give us a couple of crayfish for dinner. They weren't any old crayfish, they were Chatham Islands crayfish. So what are they? They are massive, massive crayfish. Paua are massive here, everything's massive here, even the moki. So I'm hoping that when we catch our kingfish, they are massive too. But we'll just have to wait and see about that. The tuatua that we used for bait and the pippies, they were massive. Everything's massive on the Chathams, I think, because, you know, everything gets left alone to grow big. So we're back at home now. We're going to have a cruise for the night. We've had a few big days. We're all absolutely tired as. So I think it's just a chill out, a nice early dinner. We're going to be eating crayfish for dinner. It's not the end of the world. It's actually fantastic. And get up tomorrow and see what the weather brings. I'm hoping that that southerly's gone because it's bitterly cold and it's actually hard to get out and do stuff in it. But all the locals do, so you've got to get up and do it yourself. So until then, I look forward to a beautiful night and I will see you again tomorrow. I think one word you could use for the Chathams is quiet. The night noise is very, very minimal, other than a little bit of wind blowing through the trees. It's been another late start, which is kind of nice because I am on holiday. And today we have no plan. Today is just a driving day. Get up, go for a drive and see where we end up. I think there's a little bit of exploring at Port Hutt and maybe go see the seal colonies at the very end of the island, but I'm not quite sure because, as you know, driving around on an island, everything still takes time. It's gravel roads and you just don't have that much time in a day, even though it doesn't get dark till about 10 o'clock. So I'll leave you for the day and we will see how it eventuates. I imagine it's going to be another fun-filled day because every day on the Chatham so far has been enjoyed with really good friends and having really good fun. So I look forward to what the day brings. Well, if there was ever going to be a day on the Chathams that we catch a quality fish that we're after, today is it. We've done our research, we've spoken to the locals, we've talked and talked and talked. We've got an incredible ledge to fish. If that doesn't work, Toby's picked up a little inflatable and we're going to go down and fish the lagoon because apparently there's kingies in the lagoon. So if we don't catch a big fish today, then we probably won't catch it. I think it's going to be another adventure, 2 new spots that we haven't even seen before. And again, I think being the Chathams, it's just going to be super special. The things you got to do to find the best fishing spots in the world and the places you got to go. She's pretty wild out here. It's cold. It's middle of summer. I've got freezing hands. but hopefully it produces some incredible fishing. Exploring, I think, is what fishing's all about. Going to really cool locations and doing really cool things. It's what I love about fishing anyway, and the people that you meet along the way. Toby's just first rock pool we go into, and giant power. Giant power. Half hooker bait. Well, we thought we were going to be going a little bit further around the cliffs, but it's not. As you can see from behind me, you ain't going nowhere. Let's see if we can catch something a little bit different.
Got your bait on.
Let's see if we can find a half hooker. We can only but try to put big baits and see if we can catch the target fish, and that'll be a half hooker off the rocks. Really hard to find deep water because there's just cliff faces everywhere. But we're slowly working it out, and today we're going to go and do something really cool, and that's fish some different ledges and fish a big lagoon. So coming to an island and coming and doing something different. Hey, I'm talking, Mr. Seagull. There's something pretty cool. Check that out. I've caught some rock cod, but I've never caught one of those. He feels unbelievably unusual. Whoa. Down into the reef he goes.
Big cast.
Got him. Big fish.
Got him. Go. Toby.
What is it?
What's it gonna be?
Shark.
A shark?
I think so. Well, it's not the kingfish or the half hooker I was after, and with these turning up, it might be a short stay for us on the rocks. We might have to go. Look at Toby, first cast, gets a blue cod. Might have to go soft baiting.
On the surface,
Good job, Toby.
there's so many blue cards, I've got to go.
He's got 2 blue cod and 2 casts, so maybe bait fishing's out and soft baiting's in. Soft baiting for blue cod, and there's lots and lots and lots of them. 3 casts, 3 fish. Well, it's time to move. Fantastic little morning session on the rocks. Not so much just because we caught a shark and some blue cod. I went for a walk around the rock pools. I've seen some pretty cool rock pools in my time, but they were out of this world. They were full of power and full of kinna and full of so many different varieties of weed. It's like a garden down there. There's just different weeds, and everything looks so different to each other. North Island, where I live most of my life, is pretty standard rock pools, but here it's a garden. There's power, there's kinna, there's nudibranchs, and there's starfish, all different types of starfish. We hadn't seen a lot while we were on the island in the rock pools, and I thought it was due to the bad weather and the big seas, but it was just going to the right spot. Everywhere here has power, and I think if you got on the water you'd find a lot of crayfish. I've fallen in love with the place. I really want to come back with Nathan and film a big show. I think there's so much potential here. Now I've been here and seen it and talked to the locals and got a bit of I suppose, local knowledge, and the people know who we are now and they're keen to help and they start giving up more information. And I think we could come back here and do some incredible stuff. So I hope in the future you see us back at the Chathams with Toby and Tiffany and we get the fish we're after. We know there's fish here. We won't be able to go for a fish this afternoon because the winds come up. So from here it's pack up, go home. We've been here for a week. The weather's been fantastic. We've had a couple of days out with bad weather. Go back to the mainland, regroup, and give it another go at another time. That's this week for the Lateral Line. Nothing can really explain the great feeling you get when you know the end to the exterior of the house is coming to an end. This part of the build has been such a huge job, with weather battling us pretty much from the time we got on site. But now we're on the home straight. Andre just keeps on charging on. The house has hundreds of jobs to be completed. And Andre just powers on, ticking each one off the list as he goes. This will be the last that we see of the merry men of three. The guys have been such a pleasure to have on site, and they have powered through almost 30 pallets of bricks to finally see the end. All the big runs of walls have been completed, and as we come to the end, the gables are getting their new facelift, and then the boys will be finished. What a glorious day it is. Brickwork done and dusted, and man, it looks amazing. Beautiful large plains of black brick that stand proud in the morning sun. Oh, what a day it is to stand up and celebrate a huge achievement. Even though I haven't laid a brick, I'm feeling pretty damn happy with where we are today. With the bricklayers just about to leave, Craftworks garage doors from Morrinsville turn up to do the final run to completely close in the house. The garage doors have been designed in dark colours to complement the house. In my mind, simple but elegant. Wow, 9 months have just evaporated into thin air. It has been an amazing journey to get the house to this point. Blood, sweat and tears have got us to this monumental moment. We are now fully closed in and it's time to give the house some soul. The next 6 months will see the completion of this beautiful home. It's the part I've been waiting for, to get all the timber cladding in and give this place the character and charm I always wanted in a home. It's going to be a Milan house. It might not be for most people, but it will be perfect for me and the family.
The Lateral Line is proudly brought to you by Violet Organic Foods.